Today, it's time to cook. We're going to put together the yummiest detox soup you can ever enjoy. This is a lentil detox soup, and yes, we've got some key ingredients that are going to make a difference to your microbiome, therefore mental clarity, therefore weight loss, and there we go. It combines everything. If you have not already, please go ahead and hit the like, subscribe, and the bell so we can stay connected. The first ingredient that we're going to have is some chopped butternut squash. Butternut squash is just a very nutritious food because it gives us high fiber, good quality protein, and lots of antioxidants and beta carotene. So this is just a good addition. So I'm going to go ahead and use my crock pot. And I'm going to add 2 cups of this chopped butternut squash to my crock pot. Now when you chop up the butternut squash, you may have a lot left over. I have 4 cups extra here. So I could actually make a double batch of this soup, save this and do it a second time. Or I could just save this for a stir fry. I could shred it up for my salads, so many different things. But I went ahead and chopped up the entire butternut squash. Another is carrots. So I have some chopped carrots, again, 2 cups. So I'm going to add that to our mix. I'm also going to add 2 cups of sweet potatoes. So I've got them chopped up and ready to go. So I have a very orange recipe right now. To this, I'm going to add some lentils. So I'm going to add 1 cup of, they could say green lentils, which typically they're brown, or they would just be your regular lentils. I'm also going to add a 1/2 cup of yellow lentils. Now these don't need to cook quite as long, so we're going to save those for a little bit later. And then we have garlic. So I'm adding 5 cloves of chopped or crushed garlic. Now, does Scripture talk about garlic? Totally. Yes, garlic is a food that grows well in Egypt. We know because the Israelites were whining and complaining because they were missing their garlic. They wanted a little garlic to add to their manna and their quail. But yet God was trying to change them. He was trying to get them to release from all of those food addictions and those idols that they had worshipped in Egypt. He's trying to purify them. He's trying to purify them so they can start to understand how much He loves them. And then we have onions. Same story. Onions are definitely in Egypt. They missed those as well, but they definitely grow really well in Israel and all throughout the Mediterranean region. Okay, so now our spices. So I'm adding a teaspoon of salt. I'm adding some oregano, a 1/2 teaspoon of oregano, a 1/2 teaspoon of thyme, and also some rosemary. Now you could just throw a couple sprigs of rosemary in your soup, and then when you go to blend it later, you could just take those out. I'm also adding some dehydrated peppers. I happen to have quite a lot in my pantry, so I decided I need to go ahead and add that. If you don't have dehydrated peppers, I totally understand. So just go ahead and chop up some peppers, either green, red, yellow, whatever is your favorite, hot or mild or sweet, your choice. But peppers are another detoxifying food. So the detoxifying foods are the onions and the garlic. The lentils are going to add a high fiber content. All of our other ingredients are high fiber, and it's just going to work amazingly in your body. So to this, we're going to add our broth. You can either use a vegetable broth or a chicken broth or beef broth. Obviously, if you're doing this on the Daniel fast, we want you to use some vegetable broth. I set my crock pot on high. We're going to let this cook about 4 hours, and then I'm going to add my second batch of lentils. Now, doesn't that look yummy already? Now we're going to go ahead and add in 3/4 cup of the yellow lentils. They're already split, kind of like a split pea, so they don't take as long to cook. They cook fairly quickly. They only need about maybe 45 minutes, and then we're going to go to the next step. Just keeps getting better.
Struggling with cravings, fatigue, or confusion about your health? You're not alone. But you don't have to stay stuck. Get the free Bible Health ebook and discover 7 powerful steps to real, lasting transformation God's way. Break emotional eating. Learn what truly satisfies. Align your health with God's truth. This is your breakthrough. Get your free Bible Health ebook now on the website, thebiblicalnutritionist.com. It's time to take the first step toward vibrant health, both physically and spiritually.
The next step on this lentil detox soup is we're going to take about a 1/2 of it and blend it to make it nice and creamy. I'm using my Vitamix blender, but you can use any blender. I'm not using the immersion blender because even though that would be super easy, I want to keep some of the chunks in the soup. All right, so you can see I pretty much have, looks like about 5 cups of the soup I'm going to take out. I'm going to put this in my blender, and before I do, I'm actually going to go ahead and add in some olive oil into what I'm going to blend. So into my Vitamix blender here, I'm going to go ahead and add a 1/2 cup of olive oil, and that's just going to help emulsify the flavor. Now that that is blended, I'm going to add it back into the soup. Oh, nice and creamy. Don't you just love that? It looks like your favorite butternut squash soup is what it looks like. Now we still have 2 more ingredients, actually 3 more ingredients that we're going to add to our soup. I'm going to stir that up. We're next going to add a spritz of lemon juice, just to add kind of a sparkle of flavor. Now we're also going to add some parsley and some chopped kale. We don't need this to cook very long, so we're adding it in at the very end of our recipe. Oh, look at that. Isn't that looking good? Yes. Your microbiome's going to say, oh, this is so good. Where has it been all my life? And now we're going to just squeeze some lemon into the soup. Yes, just a great burst of flavor, a nice blend of flavors. Now, if you've added the rosemary sprig into your soup, you might want to make sure that's been removed. Most people don't like getting a stick in their soup. I wouldn't mind, but most people that I serve wouldn't like it. And there we have it, our delicious soup. This soup is delicious. So I thought I'd come out here on the back porch and just share the final result with you. Totally Daniel fast friendly, totally good for weight loss because of the high fiber. Always remember, we've got to have high fiber when we're wanting to experience a healthy microbiome and just get that satiety working again. Many times when we eat processed foods, we don't have a satiety signal. We just like keep eating and eating, and we're like, I'm not getting full. I know, because the hormones aren't working because they've been so desensitized by man's lab experiments. So this is just a delicious soup. I can't wait to see your comments on how you liked it. Remember, when you're serving lentils, you get to remind your family the story of Jacob and Esau. When you're serving onions and garlic, remind your family about the story of the Israelites and complaining all the time. And when your children start complaining about anything, just say, oh, you sound like the whining Israelites. And then remind them, those whining Israelites didn't make it to the promised land. Their next generation did. What's important is that we keep reminding our family of God's promises, His provisions, and His grace. I'm Annette Reeder from thebiblicalnutritionist.com. Please join us there. If you're on Facebook, join us there. If not, totally understand. And yet, don't forget to visit our website, biblicalnutritionacademy.com, where we have courses for you to learn and understand God's recipe for excellent health. Thank you for watching, and I can't wait to see your comments down below, but don't forget to hit like and subscribe and share this with at least 10 people, this recipe, and then make it together. Let's bring the family back together again and enjoy the fellowship that God designed. Thanks for watching.
Struggling with cravings, fatigue, or confusion about your health? You're not alone. But you don't have to stay stuck. Get the free Bible Health ebook and discover 7 powerful steps to real, lasting transformation God's way. Break emotional eating. Learn what truly satisfies. Align your health with God's truth. This is your breakthrough. Get your free Bible Health ebook now on the website, thebiblicalnutritionist.com. It's time to take the first step toward vibrant health, both physically and spiritually.
Are you ready to have more fun in life and not be plagued with sickness and tiredness? At the Reclaim Retreat, we see transformations happen as soon as you arrive at this anointed place, a sacred space where God is at work and you can truly rest in His presence. Join a community of like-minded individuals ready to reclaim their health, their joy, and their God-given purpose. Come be refreshed, be renewed, be transformed. Spots are limited. Save yours today. Register now at biblicalwellnessretreat.com and reclaim what God has already promised you.